all of the drivers here, 24 of them, have been absolutely superb. We might be down to 23. Unfortunately, Alexander Dahlström from Finland doesn't look like he's taken part in any of the races today, which is a big, big shame. But for the rest of our drivers competing here for Champions of the Future Academy program in the OK and Junior category, it is going to be a fight all the way to the end here, with the grid being absolutely packed with talent. But for the Lithuanian, Markas Šilkūnas, it has been an absolutely superb day. With 2 qualifying heat wins, he secures pole position start after not actually finishing within the top 5 in the final yesterday. So certainly is going to shake up the championship standings in this one. Connor Clancy, who did take the win, starts this one 3rd on the inside row. And of course you've got Toby Gale, who was pole in both qualifyings, Q1 and Q2 on Monday. Could best start here, P2, finished 4th in the final yesterday as well. So certainly a very big shake-up for all of our drivers. James Ignostiadis, though, having a very good run in his races, winning the 3rd qualifying heat. But he would be delighted with where he starts in this one. P4 after finishing 3rd yesterday out on track. There going past is Ella Häkkinen, who, well, yesterday had a very tough day with qualifying not setting a time and multiple breakdowns, unfortunately. Today, much better for Ella Häkkinen. Qualifying heat 3, it was a P21, gaining several positions earlier on in the day as well. It was a P16. That would have been her best result of the weekend, with a P18 in the 1st qualifying heat. So much better results and finishing all 3 of the qualifying heats, which is good to see. But there on your screen, Max Murray, who starts this one a little further down the order as well. Max not having the full day he will have wanted, starting this one 22nd on the grid. He certainly found himself in a bit of bother, 17th in his 1st qualifying heat. Out on circuits, 22nd in his 2nd, and where did he finish in his 3rd? 19th, so not the best day of qualifying heats for Max Murray, but for Markas Šilkūnas here, it has been a good day. 2 qualifying heat wins and a 3rd in the 3rd qualifying heat. He starts this one on pole position. So keep a close eye on him and see what he can do. In terms of the championship points, of course, it's Connor Clancy with the 30. Higgins with the 27, Ignostiadis with the 22, Gale with the 19, Luna Flusha with the 16 points, Matsui with the 14, Šilkūnas with 12, and El Homasani with the 10 championship points. It goes on all the way down to P15 for those points there. Toby Gale, who finished 4th in the final the other day, currently with the 19 championship points, needs a good result here against Connor Clancy. Clancy's going to be the favourite going into this one, leading the championship points. And there you could just see Martin Mean having a quick chat with Luna Flusha. There is Connor Clancy, the driver who starts 3rd. He is on the inside line of row number 2. And, wow, now that does look to me like Alexander Dahlström. So it looks like he has come out for the final here, which is good to see. We didn't see him out in the qualifying heats, but there he is on your screen. He will be starting 24th at the back of the grid. But it certainly gives him a good chance to get through the field. There is James Ignostiadis, and he has certainly had a good day, winning that 3rd qualifying heat. Qualifying heat 2 didn't go his way, finishing P8, and it was a P6 in his 1st qualifying heat. But he certainly made some good moves, good decisions throughout this weekday of racing. And he starts this one 4th on the outside row. We just saw there Ross Upton. This is Nikita Gerasmits, who starts this one P5 on track. And again, has been a superb driver all the way throughout this 3rd in qualifying heat 1, 5th in qualifying heat 2, but suffered with a P13 in qualifying heat 3 after nearly rolling it at turn number 7. So unfortunately for Nikita, would start all the way down in P5. Luna Flusha, though, starting P6. Luna, her best result over the course of this weekend has been a P4. P4 in qualifying heat 1, P4 in heat 2. Unfortunately, Wood also dropped down in qualifying heat 3, finishing a little further down the order. Unfortunately for Luna Flusha, she would finish P5. So work needs to be done there. Sara Matsui as well on the inside row on position 0.7. The driver from Japan working seriously hard as well. Zenon Homasani will be alongside. Zane certainly had a tough weekend as well, but for this man on your screen here, Markus Schulkunis, the last few words of encouragement. The whistle blows as the mechanics will start to clear the grid now. Oh no, start ready to push the carts, actually, I should say. These ones are a jump start, no button to get this one started, which makes them a lot harder to drive out on circuit, meaning as soon as you spin, that is it. Engine stalls, and you've got to restart it, and if you fail to restart it once, you're out of the race. 30-second board up in the air. OKN Junior final here at the Alphasan International Sports Resort Kart Track is about to get underway. 21 laps as the sun begins to fade. And drivers and spectators from all over the world joining us here in Abu Dhabi as the sun begins to just get lower and lower in the sky. Here we go. OKN Junior final gets underway. Let's take you through the starting lineup. Markus Schulkunis and Toby Gale, who put it on pole position on Monday, starts this one on that front row of the grid. Conor Clancy, the winner from yesterday's final, goes from row 2. He's got James Nosiades, who finished 3rd yesterday in the final on row number 2. Nikita Gressesmits and Luna Flusha go from row 3. Sara Matsui and Zain El Homasani round out row number 4. Jeremy Montgomery Swan and Augustus Toniolo on row 5 from Dan Dalakian and Dinea Islamov on row number 6. Caden Higgins, who finished 2nd in the final yesterday, starts this one on the 7th row of the grid in P13. He'll have Arthur Dodonka alongside. Angelina Simmons-Torres and Egon Pedrotti round out row number 8. Katrina E. and Zachariah Dole on row 9 with Ella Hakkinen and Raquel Zarif Farodin on row number 10, giving us our top 20. Karine Kaur and Max Murray on row 11 with Maria Nadelli and Alexander Dahlstrom, who is out on track now. Good to see, with 24 karts on circuit. Here we go for the final. The last time we see the juniors out this week, the marshals on track, still with smiles on their face, happy as ever, making sure that the track stays nice and safe. We couldn't go racing without the marshals, and they do an absolutely superb job all weekend. Well, here we go then. The flying lap is completed, the warm-up lap. Now comes the formation. Martin Bean, race director, on the grid, watching the drivers make their way round. And again, tension starts to build. It has been a tough old week of racing all the way throughout. Qualifying heats on Tuesday, the qualifying heats today as well, with Conor Clancy taking the win yesterday from Caden Higgins and James Nosiades. And with that order now being completely shaken up, Markus Schulkunis in the fray, Toby Gale, also Nikita Gressesmits and Luna Flusha. We don't know what is going to happen in this fight. Drivers get themselves ready. Red lights are on as they make their way past into the final couple of corners. We're looking good. We're in formation. Revs start to rise, and OKN Junior gets the green light, and we're away and racing down in towards turn 1. Great start from Schulkunis, who sweeps to the outside and takes the optimal line through turn 1, and look at the advantage that Markus Schulkunis has got already. That is an absolutely textbook start there from Schulkunis. It looks like Conor Clancy got a good getaway as well. He gets up into 2nd place as they all side their way through into the chicane. Single file through here. Drivers looking to the inside as they all find a piece of track to themselves. but it is Marcus Shilkunas who leads the way from Conor Clancy. There you can see it's Caden Higgins. Is that Caden Higgins in the 157? There in third place, or am I mistaken? And is that Toby Gale? I think it's Toby Gale. It is Toby Gale who's there in third position. I would be amazed if Caden Higgins had managed that from P13 already. But there it goes. The drivers making their way through the final twisty sections in towards turn 16 and 17 for the first time. Out they go. Let's take you through how they line up then at the end of lap number 1. It is Shilkunas from Clancy, Gale from Gerasmith, then it's Flusha, Agnostiadis, Dandalakian, then Matsui, Toniolo and El Homasani who round out the top 10. We're on lap 2 now, and there's a clear breakaway here for your top 3. Shilkunas, who got a good getaway, seems to be losing that getaway now as Clancy and Gale seem to be closing in. Gale to the inside here of Clancy, gets his nose cut off there by Conor Clancy, denies him the spot, and now Nikita Glessersmith might have a chance here to get the move done. Doesn't look to the inside here in towards turn 10, stays there in 4th place. Might go to the inside here. No, stays behind. Thinks against it as they make their way down into the tight twisty section now. Line astern here, I would say we've actually got about a 6-cut breakaway here. So all changes here as James Anosiadis has got back past Luna Flusha, and investigation flag going out to your driver in 3rd place, Toby Gale, who was the pole sitter in both Q1 and Q2 on Monday, now under investigation. And that is most likely for the start. But what was it? Well, hopefully we'll see a replay of the starts and see what had happened there to put this man in 3rd place under investigation. Toby Gale, who started 2nd, who's now 3rd, so lost a position. And it's also under investigation. Messerschmidt's right on that rear bumper. Ignatiana still there as well. Dust getting kicked up in the background there as the driver goes off the racing line. And to the inside here, change there, as that looks to me like James Anosiadis moving up into 4th place. Gerasmith down into 5th now. Confirmation there on the timing tower. And a big change of positions here. Luna Flusha right in that slipstream, wanting to go for the move next, not able to get it done. So right now, as Sada Matsui sets the fastest lap of the race, 56.287. You can see just there in 8th place as we see now another dive to the inside for Toby Gale. Gale is trying to get down the inside of Conor Clancy there, and it's just not working out, and that's just bringing James Anosiadis back into this fight now. Look at them, absolutely line astern for 3rd place here. And is he going to go for the move here through 12? No, he's not. Luna Flusha has got past Nikita Glessersmith as well. Luna Flusha up into 5th place now. Speaking to Luna earlier, as to the inside, there goes James Anosiadis for 3rd place. Nicely done. And James is on a charge here. The Australian looking very strong. Conor Clancy is the next driver up there. James finishing 3rd yesterday. Conor Clancy taking the win. But right now he's 2nd. In terms of the championship points, Conor Clancy would still be champion here with 56 points. James Anosiadis would be 2nd with 44 from Marcus Shilkunas' 42 championship points. Here's the race start. Now, why is Toby Gale under investigation for it? Now, it looked okay there from that angle, but of course there'll be different angles that we can't see that may be the cause of it. But again, it was initially a good start there. As you can see, the replay of the race start on the left-hand side of your screen. The live picture still on the right-hand side as they're battling away for position here. Glessersmith is under serious pressure here as everyone's trying to get through. And I think that's that Toby Gale that's tumbled down the order. And I think that's Luna Flusha potentially up into 3rd. You can see everyone, vamos, vamos, they're saying. Push, go faster, go for it. As you can see, Luna Flusha absolutely flying through the field. And it's Flusha who's up into 4th place now for Luna Flusha. And it is Toby Gale who's dropped down into 7th place. Right now, that it was Toby Gale under investigation for a jump start, I've just been told. So, yes, we couldn't have seen that from that angle. That'll have had to have been a side shot where you see that angle. But, crucially, the race control staff on it. Action, though, here as the battle for the race lead is very close. Shilkunas, Clancy, and James Ignatiadis, the Australian who is just closing in on these top two here, and Luna Flusha as well. Currently, the top female driver in the grid here right now, battling with these drivers here. Flusha pushing as hard as she possibly can. And that gap is fractionally closing. We keep an eye on it. As soon as these three start to battle, I can guarantee you that gap will disappear. And there, Luna Flusha, fastest lap of the race, is pushing across. 55.476, has got Nikita Gresham for company. It's not fully what she wants. She wants a nice clear track in front and behind to really focus on what's going on ahead. Started this one P6, currently P4, has gained those two positions. But Luna Flusha, her best result has been P4, and I think she's about done with finishing P4 here. She wants a podium and maybe even a win here. Shilkunis still leads though, from Clancy, Ignatiadis, all of them lapping the same. Here's a look at the start again. Well, there you can clearly see that Toby Gale is ahead. And, well, when the lights go out, that's the question. It's when the lights go out, if they're out of position, that's where the jump start comes from. And it's most likely, possibly, but we couldn't quite see it again from that angle. Back with this battle here, and the battle's still raging on behind. You can see Dan Dalakian under pressure from Toby Gale, who is under investigation for that jump start. Saura Matsui still there as well, with Arthur Dodonka. Zainal Hobasani still there as well. As the sun sets, still no change on these top three. Yeah, you can see the rubber that's built up around the edge of the circuit here. Marbles all over the place. It's difficult to go off the racing line. The battle for the lead here. I expect a less than 2/10 now. It will have changed slightly at the end of this lap, because look how close they are. And oh dear, off the track and broken. That's Max Murray. Max Murray, who did start this one in P22, is now out of this race. Max Murray, it's all over, and what a disaster for the young driver. But the race continues. There'll be yellow flags out in that sector. That looks to be around turn 10. Drivers will be heading there very soon, so he best get clear of the track, which he does so. Marshals quickly on the scene. Brilliant work by the marshalling crew once again, as the drivers make their way round. Once more, no change here. But still, Connor Clancy latches onto the back bumper there, and there is Alexander Dahlstrom, who was not out in any of the qualifying heats, maybe due to injury. Tried his hardest to get out there for the final, but looks to be in a bit of discomfort there. And Alexander Dahlstrom out of this race. A big, big shame. We're on lap 10. There is the stricken kart of Max Murray being pulled off the circuit here as, well, Connor Clancy, oh yeah, and Dahlstrom clearly maybe in a bit of pain there, or clearly just a bit emotional that he can't finish a final. Big, big shame. But again, still no change at this top three. Now is Luna Flusha closing in. The gap's 1.1 now to the race leader. There she is just behind. She's actually dropping Nikita Gresham as well. It is starting to close in. Here's a replay of that move on Toby Gale further back. That put Luna Flusha up into P4. Well, actually went wheel to wheel with Nikita Gresham there as well. Nikita trying to get down the inside. There is Max Murray watching from the sidelines now. And he can see this battle unfold here in front of him. Half race distance now. And still no change here. Shilkunis, Clancy, Ignatiadis still there, 1, 2, 3. With everything happening right now, championship points have not really changed. Clancy's still there in the lead with Ignatiadis and Shilkunis. Shilkunis is doing everything he needs to do now. He's leading the way. But Clancy doesn't need to take the win here. He can settle for second. He can just sit there, and there is another retirement into the pit lane. That is Egon Prototti, unfortunately, the Italian, who started 16th, now out of the race. Big shame here. He's got a lot of family and friends here this weekend supporting him. but unfortunately not going his way. And as we've had a change for the lead now as well, Conor Clancy up into the lead of this race. And now there's another change here as James Anosiadis gets past Marcus Shilkunis and moves up into second place. With that, it's allowed Luna Flusha to catch up. Here we go. We've got a 5-cut battle now for the race lead. Now, where did this overtake happen? In towards 16. There it is. Down the inside from Conor Clancy into the penultimate corner and was able to hold it on the exit. And we saw where James Anosiadis got it done as well. But now, crucially, these guys do not want to start scrapping too hard because they do not want to lose touch of Conor Clancy. Clancy could just drive away now from the rest of this group. They do not want that at all. They need to battle now. They need to focus on working together. And right now, there has been no change. Ignatiadis Shilkunis, Flusha from Glescherschmidt, the Donker up into 6th place from Dalakian. El Homasani, there's been some big movers all the way throughout this race. But it all falls down to these top 5 here. Very, very quick. Any one of these 5 could take the win, but at the moment it's going the way of Conor Clancy, who would have the 60 championship points. To the inside there goes Luna Flusha in towards turn 10, and one car getting spat off there. Was that Marcus Shilkunis? It was. Shilkunis getting spat out towards P5, and now Luna Flusha up into P3. She's on the podium, and this is what she needs now. Luna Flusha working so hard here. Back over the start-finish line, but now needs to work with Nikita Glescherschmidt to try and close this gap. Nikita all over the rear bumper of Flusha. But what is going to happen here? Conor Clancy now has been released with the fastest lap of the race, 55.268. Has opened up a half a second gap now between himself and James Ignatiadis. Here's the move again, down the inside through turn 10. Just had the nose on the inside line, nothing that Marcus Shilkunis could do, and he just sits there now in P5, wanting to close back in. So the group has spread out just a little bit now. Race has calmed down, and with that change as well in position, that pushes Luna Flusha up into the top 3. She would get past both Caden Higgins and Toby Gale. There's the breakdown for Max Murray again, and just looks like mechanical failure, and yeah, frustration out of the race. And still there, you can see that's live pictures there, still shaking the head. And just not what you want to see at all. Well, Clancy still leads this one from Ignatiadis, but this battle here, Nikita Glescherschmidt and Luna Flusha, the battle for 3rd, is still on. But Flusha, I've got to say, is closing in on James Ignatiadis here. That gap has come down quite considerably. We may be looking at the battle for 3rd here, but the battle for 2nd, oh, it's even closer now. Out they go from the final corner. Gap comes down. Gap comes down just that little bit more. Keep a close eye on this group. It is just waiting for the champagne bottle cork to pop. It's just been shaken and shaken and shaken as Flusha sets again the new fastest lap of the race, 55.179. That's an extra championship point that helps her out just that little bit more. But she's still there, 3rd in the virtual championship and 3rd on track. Oh, bit of a twitch there from James Anosiadis. That will leave him vulnerable here. And Luna Flusha closes right in. Closes right in through turn 12. Through the twists as they go. In towards 16 and 17. And again, the gap just ever closes in more. Gap to Luna Flusha and Conor Clancy has come down even more as well. It's now down to 0.7 of a second. It was 0.8. There is just nothing between the two of these drivers. But right now, there's a change here as well. as James just keeps trying to push this position along. But all eyes on this top battle. And for Conor Clancy, it's just going to be a case of control this race. Everyone's closed in now. James Anagnostiidis just all over the rear bumper. And trying to find his way through. It's just not happening though. Line astern, onto lap 18 we go. And again, Luna Flusha just closing in. The biggest movers though out on track. Got to give it to Arta Dodonka, 8 positions gained, he's up to P6. The rest of the field have all kind of stayed in the same positions. Some drivers dropping down, still only the 4 retirements in this race. And there again, the gap. Conor Clancy, James Anagnostiidis. Just trying to find his way through. And it's just not going to happen through turn 10. Nothing through 12 this time around. Time is running out in this race. Flusha still has the fastest lap here. As it's all starting to close in. These tyres are pretty much spent now. They've done Q2 on Monday. 3 qualifying heats and now nearly the entirety of this final. As the sun starts to set here, wind still picking up, air temperature still 30 degrees. As we watch this battle for the race lead, 4 karts involved in it. Clancy, Anagnostiidis, Flusha, Gerashmitz, all there. And there's a change for the lead to the inside. Anagnostiidis gets it and nearly runs into the barrier. Flusha, wheel to wheel with Clancy. Tries to get up into third, but it doesn't happen. Stays there in third place. Runs a little bit wide on the exit. Oh, and clouts into the back of Conor Clancy. And they go off, and now through goes Nikita Gresselsmith up into second place. And it looks to me that James Anagnostiidis has just driven away now from the rest of the field. Flusha just too late on the brakes in towards turn 10. And they collide in towards turn 10, and round goes Augustus Toniolo by the looks of it, the 129 spinning at turn 10. The Brazilian out of the kart and out of the race. Big shame for Augustus Toniolo on the dying stages of this race. Right then, it was a 4-kart battle. It's now a 2-kart battle here. James Anagnostiidis and Conor Clancy. Oh no, and Nikita Gresselsmith, sorry. First and second, Conor Clancy and Luna Flusha. There in third and fourth. Now Flusha still wanting that podium here, but she's there in P4. There is a lot of support for all of these drivers. As again, the collection of drivers accumulating there at Marshall Post 7 as we go on to the final lap now. James Anagnostiidis leading the way. A superb drive all weekend. He won in qualifying heat 3 earlier on. And again, he wants to win this one. A little bit of a mistake there out of the chicane, though. It's not over yet, and Gresselsmith still might have a chance here. Latching right onto the back of it. Nikita Gresselsmith could possibly go for the lunge here in towards turn 12. But we're not seeing it. James Anagnostiidis in the lead. He started this one. P4. He was third yesterday as he goes defensive into the final corner. Today, he will be your winner, and he would be your champion across the line if Clancy can get the fastest lap. No, he can't. And that would mean that James Anagnostiidis would be champion. Joint points with Conor Clancy, 52 points apiece. But with Anagnostiidis taking the win in this final, he would get the win. James Anagnostiidis is not only your winner in day 2, but he is your champion at the end of 3 days of racing. Nikita Gresselsmith there finishes in second place. Conor Clancy will finish third. In the virtual championship, Agnosiadis takes it 52 from Conor Clancy's 52 as well. But Caden Higgins, he will take third. Joint on points with Luna Flusha. But with Flusha not having the same amount of top results as what Higgins would have had, it pushes him back into the third place spot, with Luna finishing in P4. Well, there's a look then, provisionally of course, at the classification. James Anagnosiadis from Nikita Gresham-Smith, Conor Clancy from Luna Flusha, Marcus Shilkunas from Alta Dodonka, Toby Gale from Sara Matsui in 8th position. Caden Higgins finishes in P9 from Zain Al Homasani, rounding out the top 10. Dinia Islamov finishing in 11th place from Jeremy Montgomery Swan. Dan Dalakian from Katrina E. Angelina Simmons-Torres rounds out the top 15 from Raquel Zarif Faradin. Zachariah Dole and Ella Hakkinen finishes in 17th and 18th. Corrine Kaur rounds out the 19 carts that finish. The retirements: Augustus Toniolo, Egon Prodotti, Max Murray, Alexander Dahlstrom and Maria Nardinelli. But there, your winner, James Anagnosiadis. What a drive, 4th to 1st. It was 3rd in yesterday's final, and now he can celebrate a win and a championship in the OKN junior category. For the rest of the drivers though, it is a challenge, it is a fight, but unfortunately some may win, some may lose. Let's take a look at the highlights from that race. And again, initially good getaway from Shilkunas. Look at that, sweeps to the outside there from the word go. Straight over to the left-hand side of the track, sweeps it in for the right-hander and gets a fantastic getaway already with a huge advantage before they even get in towards turn 3. And would just drive away from the rest of the field in the first opening laps. That would all change though later on. As you can see, their drivers diving in the inside to hold those positions. You can see Sara Matsui there just in the background, pink helmet coming through there. Luna Flusha as well, just ahead of James Anagnosiadis, who, again, didn't have the best getaway. You can see him all the way down there in the order, trying to fight for position. This was the first attempt here from Toby Gale, who was under investigation for a jump start in that race. This was the first full attempt. This was James Anagnosiadis going for the move. And he getting up into P3. That was Luna Flusha getting into P4, past Toby Gale. And Nikita Gresham-Smith also trying to get involved. Not close enough, though, to get alongside. But would have a tough fight all the way throughout. Gale at this point starting to defend a little bit too hard, and that would allow Dan Dalakian to get through. The retirement for Max Murray in the early stages of the race. And there you can see the frustration after having to start P22 on track. This battle raged all the way on nearly to the end. There was the lead for, or the overtake for the lead. Conor Clancy diving to the inside there of turn 16. Would hold on to it, and there goes James Anagnosiadis through the inside of turn number 4. Flusha to the inside there at turn 10. That would be the move to get up into 3rd place, and that would be the last time we see Marcus Shilkunas fighting in the top 3. Then the change for the lead, and the inside of turn 8 hairpin. A beautiful overtake there for James Anagnosiadis, nearly clipping that barrier. Flusha as well, trying to get down the inside, and then it would all come to blows in the next corner. Oh, how close could you get to the barrier? That could have been the lead of the race there. This was a dramatic moment. Flusha going a lot faster through the apex of turn 10, and Conor Clancy just running wide. But for James Anagnosiadis from Australia, it would be a race win in the final and a championship at the end of it. James Anagnosiadis started 4th, finished 1st, and now he stands on top
An absolutely fantastic final. We would now like to welcome onto the podium Roden Geidel, the founder of RGMMC, to present the third place trophy to Connor Clancy. We'd now like to present Dino Chiesa, CEO from Kart Republic, to present the second place trophy to Nikita Gadesmits. And finally, we'd like to present the EMSO Director of Government Affairs, Hamid Al-Mazraoui, to present the first place trophy to James Anagnostiidis. And finally, drivers, if you'd like to raise those trophies up high in the air. Media people, if you'd like to get your photos in now, nice big smiles, please, for our photographers. And then we'd like to invite all of our dignitaries and our top drivers onto the top step of the podium for one big group photo. So guys, up on the top step for me, if we could get Roland, Hamid and Dino onto the podium for us, please, for the last photos of the evening. And another big, huge round of applause, please, for your OKN Junior finalists. Well, a brilliant end to a fantastic day for the junior finalists as they will now make their way off the podium after the photos. Brilliant stuff then from our OKN juniors finalists, James Anagnostiidis, Nikita Gadesmits and Connor Clancy.